Hello, good afternoon. I'm late to the game today, but I am here. I am here to give you some great tips like I try to do every week. And today we're going to talk about living within our means. That is a dirty word or dirty phrase because none of us want to live within our means. What fun is that? So we have to do it though if we want to get a home. And so let me hang on one second. My mind, I multitask, but for some reason when I'm talking and looking here and I try to share a video, I just can't do it. I don't know. So give me just a second. Let me share this over and then I can concentrate. Share to my real estate page and there you are. Okay. All right. So yeah, living within your means is kind of difficult to do. There's so much out there. We are surrounded by our friends and many of our friends are doing some great things and taking trips and going to, not right now, but before COVID, we're going to, season ticket holders to football games and baseball games and everything else. And, we all want to be a part of everything. We want to participate. But if we want to buy a house and we want that American dream, we need to rein it in a bit. And one of the big things I come across with people calling me who want to buy a house, their credit is too poor. So we're going to talk about living within your means. And there are some great options in today's real estate industry in the lending side, starting from a 580 on up. So, you reach out to me if you think you want to get started in getting a loan. But, there's lenders that are working with 580s, 620s, 640s. It just depends on the situation in the loan program. So reach out to me and we'll try to find the best loan to suit you. But today we are going to talk about living within your means. And what does that mean? What does it mean to live within your means? So basically, my information I'm going to share with you guys today is from thebalance.com, one of my favorite places for some real estate information because it really falls in line with a lot of what I preach to my clients. So I like to use their information because everybody wants a source to go to say what I'm saying is legit. It's true. So when you are living within your means, it means that what you spend each month is less than or equal to the amount of money you bring in each month. So, credit cards and like loans, that type of thing is going to get you out of control really fast. So unfortunately, that lifestyle is not going to be sustainable long term. So at some point, your reckless spending is going to catch up with you, and we don't want that to happen. So learning to live within your means is a way to help you avoid financial ruin and find the peace that comes with what people call financial freedom. Okay, financial freedom is where we want to be, comfortable. If you want to live within your means, you have to know what your means are. That means you need to know your income. And I'm not talking gross income. I'm talking the very, very net income after expenses. After your taxes are out, what you actually have to put into the bank. That's what's important. You also need to know how often you get paid. So you can better match the timing of your income with your bills. So if you are paid monthly, if your bills are coming in monthly, then let's say you get paid weekly. You want to, of course, times that by 4 because you got 4 weeks in a month. So you can potentially see what that balance is going to be. Okay, how much of that, like if you are, let's say, since most of your bills are going to be paid monthly, you're going to need to know how much you get paid every month and multiply the weekly paychecks by 4 and your bi-weekly paychecks, those of you who are getting paid bi-weekly, by 2 to get your monthly pay. So you also want to be spending less money than you bring in. Once you know how much, you can focus on reducing your spending to fit your income. If you don't already have one, you can create a budget. A lot of you may have already tried to do a budget and haven't been able to stick with it. Try again. There's a lot of times you can make some minor adjustments to that to make it actually work for you. If you have really struggled with the budget, try what's called a backward budget, which basically means you take the money that you've got coming in, your income, and then look at your monthly expenses. You can look at your bank statements for the last few months and start making those deductions from the income that you have. So you go backwards. And then boost your income. So if your expenses are at the bare minimum and you're still spending more than you make, then you may need to boost that income. You might be able to do it with your tax withholding. That may be a possibility. Talk to your accountant if you use one. You may be able to make some adjustments there and have some more money into that paycheck. You may actually have to go out and get a second job or potentially a third job. Who knows? But you need to look at the possibility of boosting that income. Maybe it's if you have a full-time job and you do a side job from home or something like that. Find ways to boost that. Stop relying on credit cards. So using credit cards to pay your bills and cover other living expenses is not a way to live within or below your means. When you plan your budget, you got to completely rule out credit cards as a source for paying your bills. If you're charging more than you're paying, you'll eventually run out of available credit. And any interest, of course, is going to be tacked on and then you're just getting outside of those means. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses or the Hiltons. I know it's really difficult because we all see what our friends are doing and maybe even your neighbors making their house much more beautiful on the outside than you're able to do on yours. And it's really, really hard to not want to go out and kind of, in a way, compete with that. But if you financially want to be secure, you don't want to jump and do that. So resist the pressure to have the same material things as people around you, or worse, celebrities. How many times do we see something that a celebrity has? It could be makeup, it could be an outfit, it could be whatever, and we want it, or we want to have something similar. So try to keep everything reined in and not get out of control. And you may be able to use credit cards and loans to fake wealth for a short period of time, but ultimately you're going to pay for that later. Save up for purchases instead of putting them on credit. So people often use credit cards for large purchases and they can't entirely afford them, such as let's say they're buying a new television. And so they may, put some money aside each month and try to save up to buy it. And if you find that you can't seem to save up enough money, you probably can't afford it. And that's the bottom line. So make sure that you have it to pay cash and buy it up front fully. Otherwise, don't buy it. Build an emergency fund. This is a great one because I think that everybody should have this. And it is basically 3 to 6 months of monthly expenses. And you need that fund in case emergencies arise that you do not anticipate. You will want to, of course, keep your financial future in sight. So that's something that, all this stuff that you're doing, all of these steps that we're working on right now, all these tips I'm giving you are things to help you keep that financial future in sight. So if it's a home you want to buy, think about a vision board. Create something. Put what you want on a vision board and remember it. And that way, if it's out in front of you, you have a goal to work towards. And it's not going to seem so hard to do these little steps because the grand, prize at the end is that house. And then know where you want to be and just use these steps to get there. So that's all key. That house, is the ultimate grand prize, so to speak, and this, and what I'm trying to preach here. But a lot of people I know are calling me and they want to get in a house so bad and the credit's just not there. And I want to help you get there. So there's a lot of things that you can do credit-wise and just in your daily living that can help to get you in a position to buy. And I have lots of lenders to talk to. There's so many different programs out there like I was sharing with you. If you have 580 and above on credit, potentially you are able to get a home loan. Interest rates are super low right now, so we need to, just kind of shop things for you. If you want a good interest rate, you need to follow the steps I just gave you, and let's get you, positioned really, really well. And we can talk about too, just positioning your credit. We can look at your credit score. I can get you a site to where you can get a free credit report. You can view all of that. Hi, honey, I see you. Sorry, I'm not acknowledging you. We can get you a free credit report. Go down that credit report and potentially pay off some delinquencies. Be careful of like opening an account that was basically stagnant. If you have, let it go for a while and all of a sudden you open it up and start making payments and you think, oh, I'm doing good, I'm making payments, right? No, I mean, if you have the money to pay it off fully, we don't want to open that account and then start having late payments again. It could hurt really, really bad. So what you want to do is pay it off in full, save that money and potentially be able to pay that item off completely and knock it out of the credit report. And then let some time pass and that score can raise. So there's a lot of things we can talk about. If you are in a position that, says, hey, I want to get a home loan, but I can't, seem to get my credit right. I need to make some adjustments. Let's talk and let's try to get you ready. You can reach me at 304-415-7111. You can reach out to me on any of my social media outlets. I'm Kim Jarouge, realtor with eXp Realty in West Virginia. If you need me, holler. See ya.